Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for coming to my channel. Please, before we get the video started, do not hesitate. Hit that subscribe button down below and drop me a like if you really feeling my stuff. I do appreciate you all coming and finding me. Hey, let's have some fun today.
Now, there's a reason why I had to say this one. The hype that overcame my body when I watched this one. My soul was I had to let that shit out. I fucking had to yell with that one. Let's get into this My Hero Academia. Yo, fam, there was no reason for this shit to go this hard. No fucking business going this hard. Motherfuckers ain't ready for that MHA. I don't know what else to tell you, bro. Like, if you ain't on, like, if you're not savvy, you're not savvy. If you're not with it, you ain't with it. Just say you ain't with it. All right. So the chapter begins. It seems like it's an Endeavor monologue going on in his head where he's going over. It's like he's remembering the day that Toya burned to death. He's remembering these things, and from the first image that we see, Toya is here with white hair. So this is like Toya is here with a very slight look on his face. It either looks like he has a straight face or he has a very slight smile. Like he's trying to just put on an appearance to make people feel like, you know, like make people more at ease that he's not hurting like he describes his pain was. So in this, he describes like, all right, they said that the fire burned to over 2,000 degrees Celsius. Fucking the body was never found. The only thing that they recovered from the scene was a fragment of his lower jawbone. And then we get an even further flashback where we see Toya still with his red hair, and Endeavor notices. He's like, what's going on with your hair? It's turning it's turning white. And he's like, did you dye it or something? And, you know, from this interaction right here, it looks like Endeavor was once a good father, because right then and there you see Toya say, no way, I ain't some old man. Like, you see him joking around with his dad, and he has this vigor to him, this excitement, because he's excited to learn his dad's ultimate move. He's so young and he's already ready to learn the ultimate move, and you can see a proud look on Endeavor's face. And in the monologue, once again, even though he did not get the ice powers from his mom, his fire powers were better than Endeavor's at such a young age. That's wild. But that still didn't quell Endeavor's desire to create a child with the two quirks, because he still Toya still struggled with keeping his body from overheating just like his dad does. Now, I'm about to say it, so as we keep reading, he still yearned for the child, but it turns out his wife wanted more children, saying so the kids could encourage one another to do better. So after Toya came Fuyumi. Fuyumi is the daughter that we ended up seeing back at the dinner arc. So with Fuyumi, she only got the ice powers. Now, because neither one of them had so it says neither child bore the ideal quirk I was hoping for, but at the time I was happy all the same. So Endeavor found happiness with the two kids that he had. He found happiness. He was a good dad. So that's why I'm like, yo fam, what the fuck happened? And then it goes on, because Toya had more potential than me, I placed my ambitions on his shoulders. Ow, I thought it could be you. And now from this look right here, it looks like and I think this is the same day that he's trying to learn his dad's ultimate move, but you see like Toya with a burn mark on his arm. So maybe that's because he held up, so it's probably the same scene where he was like lit up the fire in his hand. Now, we get that same panel again where Endeavor is looking at like the gap between him and All Might. He's thinking like, damn man, Toya could be the one to do it and take everything negative about him, his frustration, his envy, the ugliness in his heart, and smash it all to dust. But that just didn't happen. So now Endeavor's still in shock. He's like, yo fam, you're fucking lying. My son is dead. Take back that lie. And Toya and Dabi is just letting him have it, man. He's like, yo fam, I am right here. I am here in front of you, and you put a whole fire agency together. And not just that, the League of Villains are reacting to what he's saying. Like, Mr. Compress is saying, like, yo, man, we got, like, quite the bloodline over here. Not just Shiggy being related to Nana, but we got Dabi related to Endeavor. That's wild. And then, still going on with Dabi's transmission, so the message that he left for everybody to watch, it shows, like, hey, even if you try to deny it, I got a DNA test from some of the blood that was on the scene of that big fight in Kyushu. Hey man, 99.99% match. Maury, you can't deny it. Jerry Springer, you can't say shit. Steve Wilkos, I don't know what you want, bro. It says it, 99.99% match. Look, yeah, I'd have pappy. Yeah, look, he gotta say it. It ain't looking too hot. Meanwhile, all this is going on. Fuyumi gets a knock on the door. So it's like she's a teacher and she's trying to teach at school, but she gets called because she has to come see this. Everybody wants her to see it. And then Natsu, I think that was the second brother's name. Yeah, so he gets told about these things too. The thing that kind of broke my heart was in this. You gotta help me remember this. So the guy who encouraged everybody to not give up on Endeavor, to not lose hope in the fight, the one that looked like Natsu from Fairy Tail, hintity hint. I think this is him again. So he's watching everything and he's reacting. Yeah, you can tell this is the Endeavor fan because he looks like he has an Endeavor jacket behind him and a poster. So he's watching everything and he's reacting. And he's like, people ain't gonna lose faith in a hero over this. We're not that freaking stupid. Now where the ass kicking comes in is the fact that this main Dabi included the fucking film of Hawk stabbing Twice in the back while Twice was trying to escape and save his friends. The fucking heartbreak. That it's like a perfect fucking shot to get because you see the pain, the agony, and the despair within Twice's eyes as he's trying to escape him. And they're like, what hero would stab somebody in the back? Like just hyping the shit up. And when I tell you, man, this shit is getting wild, but it doesn't get any better because it turns out Dabi did some research on Hawks himself where he's like, yo, man, I did some digging myself. And it turns out that in order for Hawks to invade the Paranormal Liberation Front or the League of Villains, he had to kill the number 3 hero, Best Jeanist. Put that shit on fucking blast. Put it on the airways. And then he said, yo, man, I don't know why people are surprised when you look at who Hawks is coming from. His dad was a serial murderer and a thief and a villain. And it turns out Endeavor stopped his dad. Endeavor is the one who caught his dad. But this main Dabi, like the thing with Dabi is like he's letting everybody have it, and I think he's picking up where Shigaraki left off. Where Shigaraki had, like, I think he created the physical destruction of Hero Society. Dabi is killing this shit from a spiritual level, from an emotional level. Nobody's gonna believe in heroes after what he's released and what he's showing everybody because he's showing hard proof. You're seeing the number 2 hero in Japan stab a villain in the back instead of just detaining him, which is what everybody has come to expect of these heroes. Now, with all that being said, even the fucking fan is horrified. He's horrified to see this type of shit right here. And he's like, yo, man, he's talking like he's already won. But with all this damage and destruction, it's hard not to fucking... it's hard to believe anything else. Like, how can you keep faith after seeing all this? And after all this gloating, Dabi says, I'm so glad you stuck around for the end of it. Guess what? It's time to die. So Dabi jumps off of Gigantomachia's back, and it's like he just invited Shoto and Endeavor to a big ass AGNI KAI. But I don't know if they're gonna send back the invitation exception because he jumps down and Shoto's like begging Endeavor, like, yo, man, you need to get it together. We got to fight. Like, you have to get up. You have to do something. Move. Do something. But he's so caught up in it, he can't move. So as Dabi is about to light off his attack, he starts going flash fire fist. He's about to let these motherfuckers have it. And you see at prominence, it's like, oh, I thought he's about to prominence burn these motherfuckers to death. I was like, yo, fam, this is not looking hot in the slightest. But something happens. Best Jeanist for the fucking comeback. Comeback Kid decided, yo, man, don't worry about it. He ends up using these threads to calm down, and it looks like he attacks Gigantomachia at the same time, and he wraps up Dabi in the middle of his attack, wraps him up, and he apologizes. He says, apologies for the delay. As of today, Best Jeanist is back on duty. So he might not be hyped up and ready to go, but we knew that was that motherfucker. We knew that was him, but it's so good to see him back because now we have a little bit of hope in the situation. And because now that he is there, and I think they're airing this current fight. Hopefully they are, but the fact that Best Jeanist is back to life, not back to life, but back in the public, I think the public is going to look at that and they're going to question whether Dabi was lying or not. But it's not going to be a lie. Endeavor is. I think Endeavor's done. If Endeavor survives, I think he's going to retire. I think he's going to retire. He can't keep being a hero after this. Now, the best thing about this is the fact that, like, where does hero society go from this point? Because I only see it in a decline. Oh, excuse me. I'm sorry about that. So I see them only losing the public's favor. They lost the public's faith in them. They lost the public's love. They have nothing at this point. Hell, if anything, they might end up being fucking vigilantes at this point. Because if the number one hero could do something like this, well, what have the other heroes done? And this brings up, it reminds you of stories like The Boys or fucking, I can't even think of anything else about The Boys, where you see like these people who are supposed to be the like not saviors, but people who save the day, who protect the people and all these different things. But on the low, you've been doing all the shady shit. Now, my real question, like not my real question, but the next question I have is, what happened between Endeavor being happy to Endeavor being the piece of shit father that we find out about, and what was Dobby's tipping point? So what I initially thought that Dobby Dobby lost his shit and ended up going missing before Shoto was born. But there's a couple clips that you'll see in in the My Hero Academia anime. So even back in the anime, you'll see clips of Toya with his brothers and sisters. I don't know if you see his eyes, but you just see him out and about. And this is the scene where you see Endeavor dragging Shoto, saying, "Don't worry about them. We're above them. You have to concern yourself with training," and shit like that, like being the piece of shit that he was. So the fact that Toya grew up with Shoto, he saw Shoto, he knew of Shoto. I'm thinking like maybe Toya started to go on the decline when he saw how Endeavor just threw everybody else to the side because Shoto had the quirk that he thought was the most ideal to replace All Might. Now, with all that being said, y'all let me know how you feel in the comments. With all that, this has been a fun episode. I am so sorry. So sorry. Look, I really am. I was so disappointed with how the last episode just became lost. But I took every precaution with this one to try and take care of it as best as possible. So hopefully you enjoyed this episode. If you did, please do not hesitate to drop a comment, hit that like button, subscribe, and hit the notification bell for even more. I have been Chris Cage. This was the Continuity Cast. Can't wait to see you again for episode 10. Hey man, y'all take it easy, bro. Y'all go be great.